Welcome to another episode of One on One with Sports Media, where we dialogue with past legends, current athletes, future sports stars, and everyone who keeps the sports wheel turning locally, regionally, and internationally. I'm your host, Vernon A. Springer, and we've got a phenomenal guest who's waiting to educate, empower, and inspire you. Stay connected to Sports Media on all of our social media platforms. If it's sports, Sports got you covered. Welcome to another edition of the one-on-one conversation with our special guest today, the president of the Bermuda Cricket Board, Lloyd Smith. I'm your host, Vernon A. Springer from Sports Media. Lloyd, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Vernon. Doing very well.
How is Bermuda today?
A little rainy today, but when it comes to coronavirus, we're in a very good shape at the moment.
Now, Lloyd, the word cricket and sports, I sure you would have played a number of sports in your school days coming up. So tell me a little bit about Lloyd Smith's sporting days at school.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, our national sport is cricket. So cricket is one of our major sports when it comes to Bermuda. Sports, when it comes to two major sports is cricket and football. And sailing. That's our major sports here in Bermuda. So, when you're growing up, you had a little hand in everything. You played a little bit of football, you played a little cricket, and you sailed as well. So, going up through high school, I was pretty much, playing all sports as much sports as I can.
Didn't represent Bermuda in any of those special sports you love, right?
Oh, actually, I represented Bermuda in cricket, I represented Bermuda in football, and I represented Bermuda in softball. So that's my background in sports.
Now, give me your top moments from each of these three disciplines that you represented Bermuda that you can remember.
Oh, okay. Well, in cricket, since I'm president of cricket, I played in the under-19 World Cup way back in 1985. So that's a memorable case. For football, I played for under-19s in Nicaragua. We became second to Mexico. And softball, I played in the Pan Am Games in softball for Bermuda. So this is the type of my background when it comes to international representation.
Now, locally, Lloyd, you would have played a lot of cricket in Bermuda. And which club did you play for?
Yeah, my club in Bermuda is called Devonshire Recreation Club. Our history basically starts with cricket. Our club was started through cricket, but we do have football and we do have netball teams now. I was a opening bat, so I like to face the first ball. So that's my contribution. I was a batsman and an off break bowler.
Best bowling figures, highest individual score in cricket?
Highest individual score is 113. And my best bowling figures is 5 overs, 36 runs, and over 10 overs. 5 wickets, 36 runs, over 10 overs.
Now, looking at your physical structure, you look like you were a defender because I couldn't see you been striking in your football days. So, any goals?
Oh yes, I was. I was considered one of the defenders that you didn't like marking you because I made sure my attacking player did not get any chance of scoring.
All right. So Lloyd, the administration of the game, and you don't find too many people want to take up the administration of sports. So how you got involved in the administration of first cricket, which is your love?
Yes, actually, I actually got an administration at my local club. Being bored through the process of going through the different executive roles in my local club, Devonshire Rec. Starting off as just a committee member, then moving on to assistant secretary, and then I became president at my local club when I was the age of 28 years old. So, that's where I started. Then I moved on. Years later, I got involved into Bermuda Football Association as a club rep, and then ran the security part for the Bermuda Football Association. But then at that time, I noticed one of my mentors came to me and says, "Look, cricket is suffering in Bermuda. Can you get involved and help out at the cricket board. And I was like, okay, sure. So I came on the cricket board as a club rep on the Cricket Board Association and moved up through the ranks on the cricket board, now president of the cricket board. So that's my background in administration.
Have you enjoyed your journey so far?
Beg your pardon?
Have you enjoyed your journey so far in the administration of sports?
Yes, I have. You have some times, because administration is hard. You know what I mean? In Bermuda, I don't know about anywhere else in the world. Administration is a tedious, long, unpaid job. You know what I mean? So, basically you gotta love what you're doing and basically doing it for the sport, not just for yourself. So you have to remind yourself all the time that you're doing this administrative job to basically improve whatever organization you're in. So like right now I'm in cricket, so the first thing is making sure that Bermuda's cricket is going to be prosperous for the next 4 to 5 years. So that's my goal, is just making sure that we're moving towards the right way to make cricket as good as it used to be back in the past, as people would say.
Now, how is Bermuda since COVID? Quietly, things are beginning to open back up, but never in your lifetime, or never in any of us' lifetime, that we would have been able to see a pandemic of this nature. How is Bermuda coping?
Well, I think Bermuda's coping pretty good. Our government, right from the start, took a very strong stance towards COVID. So we went straight into a lockdown. We was locked down for about a month, and then we started to work on plans on how we're going to open up and in different phases. So right from the start, when we got into the lockdown, I had my administration work on our way of how we're going to phase cricket back into the government's phases as well. So we presented the government our strategy of how we can get cricket up and running as soon as possible, because this time is really, our cricket season normally starts in April and finishes in the end of September. So COVID came in just at the beginning of our preparation for cricket season. So we had to basically say, look, we definitely want a cricket season to have some type of impact, and when we were able to have an impact. And government felt the same way, because like I said, cricket is our national sport, and it also hosts one of our biggest events, which we had to put on the side this year and not be able to have because of this coronavirus. But we definitely feel that our community needs some type of social event to go on. So cricketing on a weekend is some type of stuff I think that our people need, so they can get back out and actually feel like life's coming back to a norm for them at least.
What's the population of Bermuda?
Bermuda's population runs to between the average of 60 to 62,000 people.
And how many cricket clubs form part of your body?
We have 14 cricket clubs, averaging around about 25 players per cricket club.
Do we have a junior section, or?
Yes, we have a junior section. Our junior section actually is much more intense than that. We have clubs that have teams, as well as some schools participate with teams as well. So in our youth program, we can average per age group about 25 teams.
All right. Now, for the folks who are listening to Vast Sports Media, tell us about the structure of Bermuda's Cricket Board cricket. So in one regular season, no women program yet, but you have a junior, then you have a senior. Break it down.
Yeah, okay. Our senior program is based on ICC standards of 50 overs. That's our main league, which is a 50-over league, which we have 14 teams. We have 2 levels. We have a Premier League and a First Division. So we have 6 teams in our Premier Division and 8 teams in our First Division. To break it down, hoping to get the better players playing in our Premier Leagues. Then our youth programs, we run age groups from under 19s to under 15s, under 13s, under 11s, and under 9s.
Prize money for the senior competitions. How is that broken down?
Well, we have prize money for basically just the winning club. That's it. We offer the winning club their registration fee back. Our registration fees for our clubs are $1,000. Plus on top of that, we give them $1,500 for winning the league. So that's basically they're getting back approximately about $2,500 at the end of the day if they win the league.
What about private sector backing for the Bermuda Cricket Board? How is that?
Well, majority of our funding comes from ICC. Then we have government that sponsors, I would say, probably about 25%, and then we have local sponsors that picks up the rest. Our youth leagues are all sponsored by local companies. So each division is sponsored by one company locally. Our youth academy is sponsored by another company, so they take care of our whole youth academy for the year. So our sponsorship is pretty good. We have, due to COVID, we lost 2 sponsors, and not we haven't lost them full time, but we lost them because this year they decided that the money that they was giving out to the community, they prefer to give it to our COVID fund. So they're saying like, sorry, we can't sponsor this youth league this year, but we'll do it next year. But we're taking all our community money and giving it to the COVID fund to help the families in Bermuda with that has been really affected by COVID-19.
Now, what's your annual budget for cricket season?
Our annual budget is approximately around about $1.3 million.
And that's yours?
That's US, yes.
Okay. And how much will you get from the ICC to be able to mandate your level?
How much money we get from ICC?
Yes.
Well, it depends. ICC is they give us a basic grant of $350,000, and then we have a competitive grant that varies. That's the grant that actually varies depending on what tournaments are being played this year, as well as what level are we in these tournaments. So it depends on what level we are in ICC. Depends on how much money you get.
What's your level at the moment?
We're ranked 29th in the world. We're in the I would say the
second tier.
The second tier, yes, second tier. Or yeah.
Now, development comes with a price, and it also comes with timing. Your tenure is for 4 years?
3 years. My tenure is for 3 years.
3 years. All right. Short term. What? COVID is always going to be in the major discussion, but what you want to see, Lloyd?
Well, Vernon, as you know, one of my major goals was actually trying to get a MOU with the Leeward Islands, which has been great. We've been able to do that during the COVID-19. Also, one of my major goals is actually trying to get a permanent facility for us to train. We have 13 clubs which operate out of 10 fields, but the problem is those fields are used for cricket and football. A small country. We're only 1 mile wide and 24 miles long, so it's not a big. We don't have a lot of space to even grow. So we're trying to now is negotiate with government, trying to set aside one of the fields that we can train at, any time of the year. So that's our major goal. In this time is trying to find a permanent training station for our senior team.
Now let's go back to the memorandum of understanding between the Leeward Islands Cricket Board and the Bermuda Cricket Board, and just bullet points. Just bring out the 3 top benefits that will benefit both bodies.
Well, I think the most important benefit, I think, for both bodies is the administrative part, where we both can rely on each other to enhance our cricket by understanding what's the best practices. We have a lot of best practices that come from ICC. I know that you guys have a lot of best practices that come from the West Indian Cricket Board. So merging those 2 together, I think is going to be one of our biggest benefits. Also, I think some of our bigger benefits is exchange of players, allowing some of our players to come down to the Caribbean and play in your leagues, as well as some of your players, some of your younger players. And we're talking about youth, we're talking about development. So a lot of our younger players to come over to Bermuda and get that experience of playing on an international stage against a different level of cricketers. So I think this MOU is going to be real beneficial to us, especially also exchange on knowledge, because we're talking about coaching, we're talking about analytics, we're talking about stuff like that that both countries could grow with.
Now, I know earlier Richard Berridge conducted a video analyst course in Bermuda. Coaching education, how many coaches you have? Is that a major concern for your board?
No, coaching is not a major concern for our board. We have, over the years, we have approximately about, I would say right now, I think it's 8 level 3 coaches in Bermuda. We have a coaching program that comes through from ICC, so we keep kind of like refresh our coaches on a regular basis. Our PE teachers have taken coaching courses. So in our schools, we know that the cricket that's being taught in our school is at a certain level. But our biggest thing is the high performance level. Is, like you said, Richard came by to try to increase what we should be doing at a high performance level with the analytics, with the coaching experience. And yes, as you know, we're trying to see if we can have some coaches come down to the St. Kitts and just see how Stuart Williams and the organization runs, how they run their program and stuff like that. So I think we have coaches at all different levels, but the problem is without that having that international experience, we don't play at the level of West Indies. We don't play at the level of how Leeward Islands plays against the Trinidadians and the Jamaicas and the Barbados on a regular basis. We don't get that opportunity being a little small island stuck out in the Atlantic, away from pretty much every country in the world. So every time we have to play international matches, we have to travel a long distance to get there. So we don't have that regular experience as much as a Leeward Islands would have when they just fly over to Trinidad or just fly over to another near country.
2 parts: umpiring and women's cricket. I want you to address that.
Okay. Our umpires are registered umpires with the West Indian Umpires Association. So our umpires actually are part of their program. They go to their conferences. They do their courses. So our umpires are at a very good level for our regional umpires. In our region, if we're part of the ICC Americas, our umpires are pretty much umpires that sit on the board of ICC Americas elite panel, because our umpires have the training, and sometimes our umpires do go down to the West Indies and actually do games. So our umpires are pretty strong when it comes to the level of umpiring. We have a large problem. We had a women's team approximately about 6 years ago. All of them aged out, means they all got to an age where didn't have any people coming up behind them. So right now we're at the age of building our women's program, starting with right now we're pretty okay coming up to under 16 year age. So hopefully now we can start getting to a women's team here in the next 2 years and keep that program going.
Now you're going to start your competition. Give us a breakdown in terms of the date and your official start date, and what do you expect out of the restart of sports in Bermuda, mainly cricket?
Well, our official start date is July 11th, which is next week, Saturday. We have, like I said, we sat down with government, and government has come up with a plan. Between us and government, we'll come up with a plan how we're going to actually control and make sure it's social distance, and also minimize the amount of numbers that's going to be coming to a game, because it didn't feel right that we just play cricket without fans. I know a lot of sports around the world is playing sports without fans. But through our culture is a very social culture, and cricket is one of our major draws to our community. So we had to agree with government to minimize the amount of people that's coming to a game. So right now we're looking at having 250 people to a game with minor social distancing, just to start to see how that works. We could probably improve it, depends on how the fans act, but hopefully everything goes okay. Because of a short season this year, we only got July, August, and a little bit of September to play. We decided that what we was going to do is have a T20 format. So we're playing T20s where we have at least 2 games at each field every Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. So, had to do a little compromising, but we feel that T20 is a good format for us to at least get some cricket played and at least bring some type of normality back to socializing in Bermuda.
You don't have any lights? Huh?
No, we have a field that has lights, but unfortunately, the field that has lights is under construction. right now because last hurricane season, some of the lights got knocked on, so we ain't be able to play any night games this year.
Talking about hurricane, how far off is Bermuda from that before COVID?
How far
is Bermuda progressing from that before COVID?
Oh yeah. Well, our structure for when it comes to hurricanes is pretty good. We're much to say we just say about 600 miles off of North Carolina, so we're kind of right in the hurricane strip that all hurricanes come through. Infrastructure in Bermuda is very good. All our houses are made out of concrete block, so we're very our buildings are designed to handle up to hurricane strength winds. So we have hurricanes, probably at least one hurricane a year. But like I said, our structures are pretty good for that. Might get a little power loss for a day or so, but that's about it.
Wow, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Lloyd, going forward, now what would you want to see? Like I said, I know you got your short-term and long-term plan in terms of Bermuda cricket. You're in the second tier of the ICC Americas, and so you want to get out of that tier very quickly.
Yes, but actually right now we played last year in November. We played in the ICC qualifiers for the World Cup T20. Which is the qualifier just before the top 3 teams went to the World Cup, and we was in that. This year, how it starts is a 3-year process. So we're in the second year of our Challenge League, which the Challenge League gets promoted to the first tour of the associate. We're in the second tour of the associates, and which if you come in the top 2 in the Challenge League, you get promoted to the first tour of the associates, which are the teams like Scotland, Norway, the teams that are just under full membership. So we're hoping to get that far.
All right. Well, you know that the world would have lost an icon, and so vast sports media and the Leeward Islands Cricket Board, through this conversation with President of the Bermuda Cricket Board, Lloyd Smith, we'd like to extend our condolences to the family of the late Sir Everton Weeks, one of the 3 W's. You heard that famous song, the 3 W's, Weeks, Warwill.
Yes.
Your chance to send your condolences also to the family.
Yes, I heard that yesterday that Mr. Weeks had passed. I met Mr. Weeks way back in 1983 in Barbados. It's actually sitting in the 3W stand. He's been to Bermuda a couple of times. It was heartbreaking to hear that he had passed. You know what I mean? On behalf of Bermuda Cricket Board, I'd like to extend my condolences to the family and the Barbados Cricket Association as well. I know that's an icon, not just, I want to let them know, it's not just an icon for the West Indies Cricket Board, it's an icon for cricket in the world. The 3 W's had a very big impact on cricket in the West Indies, but I know Mr. Weeks has always kept up a very good image and a very good role model for cricket in the West Indies. So on behalf of the Cricket Board, just like to extend my condolences to his family and the friends of cricket in the West Indies.
Well, one of the things that I remember in speaking with Sir Everton is that he was really very knowledgeable and he was a genius in terms of understanding the game cricket. And when I sit with Sir Everton, he would always tell you all the time that, Mr. Springer, when you commentate, you're dealing with youngsters, you got to encourage them to hit the ball on the ground, keep it on the carpet. He was very, 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 very concerned about that. And he found that a lot of the modern day players, they just went for the maximums, but he says, got to put a price on your wicket. Can't let anybody hit your castle. So he was a wonderful gentleman. And, like I said, the world by nature would miss him. He was an ICC match referee, he was a coach, he was a commentator, he was master at what he did. Do you follow any other sports outside of cricket and football internationally?
Internationally? Yeah, I'm a sports person, so I follow pretty much a lot of sports between golf, basketball.
All right. So who's your favorite golfer? So since you call golf first.
Tiger Woods.
Okay. Basketball, which team you follow?
I follow the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay. So you're hoping for the season to restart so that at least you can maybe be in with a chance of winning.
Yes, yes. I think the Lakers have has a good team. So I think that with LeBron out there playing for the Lakers right now, I think you know that the Lakers have a chance of becoming back to the Showtime days.
Showtime days. What about the English Premier League football? Because that seems to be a caption all around the world. Is that your favorite league?
Well, well, that's not my favorite league because I'm old school. So I go back to days when my team in England is Ipswich, which is not in the is which is in the first division right now. So they're not even in Champions League. They're not even in Champions Division. They're in first division. So people laugh at me. That's like, you never change your team. No, there's no need to change my team. I'm for Ipswich. That's my team.
Well, you must be the first person that I'm speaking to that is not a Liverpool fan. But what else you like, Lloyd? Well, in your downtime, what does you find time to do? You go walking, you exercise. What you do? Well, you're a family man. Tell me, talk to me.
Yes, yes. I like barbecuing. I like having social events at the house. You know what I mean? As well as I like swimming and I like kayaking. So that's my social time, Don.
Well, Lloyd, I really want to thank you very much for joining us on the one-on-one conversation on this Vast Sports Media platform. And we want to be a partner with the Bermuda Cricket Board because we have to make sure that we get your message out and so folks can be able to understand what's happening with sports, but mainly cricket in Bermuda. And we think that this is going to be a partnership that we can be able to forge through for a very long time. Your final words, Lloyd.
Yes, Brandon, I really appreciate the time that you give me to be on the show. Um, for the people that don't really know anything about Bermuda and about our cricket, our heritage, our largest social event in Bermuda is a cricket match. It's called Cup Match. It's a two-day event. This event has been going on for 120 years. Basically, it's a event that was started by the slaves when they became free. They started having this cricket tournament, and it just grew and grew and grew. We actually have the only country in the world that has a public holiday to play cricket. So we have 2 days off on a Thursday and a Friday in the last two Thursday and Fridays of July, and we actually play cricket. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that this year because of COVID, because normally it attracts about 7 to 10,000 people a day. So out of a community of 60,000, that's a big event. So we also, like black people know, Bermuda has played in the World Cup. We played in the World Cup that was held in the West Indies. So just in case people didn't know that about Bermuda's cricket, we're actually starting to come back up in the cricket ranks, but we were a very, I would say, we're a very competitive nation in cricket for a long period of time. So hopefully we can get back there again with the help of with the Leeward Islands.
And the Black Lives Matter movement, you're very much also strong about that based on what's happening. Is the board going to be doing anything during your season or not this year?
The Black Lives Movement is very strong here in Bermuda. We have an organization that actually does events on a regular basis and pretty much every week. So we have all supported. Bermuda Cricket Board has supported their events and their organization publicly. So that's our sports is the one avenue that they're going to use to have our event during the summer coming up. So hopefully it shows that we're supporting that type of movement here in Bermuda with cricket.
Lloyd, thank you very much, and we want you to wish the cricket fraternity and the entire population of Bermuda all the best from the Leeward Islands, in fact, from the rest of the OECS and the wider part of the Caribbean. We wish you all the best as you kick off your new 2020 cricket season.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
God bless you, sir.
Same to you.